Hello Pisces, and welcome to Positive Light Tarot. My name is Tracy and I am so happy that you've joined me here today. This is your weekly reading for October 6th to the 12th. So before we get started, I just want to let you know how I work with Spirit. So I will shuffle the cards until they naturally fall out. That is Spirit's way of guiding the messages that are meant for you. Now, not every detail will connect with everyone, so please trust what feels right and leave the rest. If you are enjoying the reading, please let me know by leaving a comment, liking, sharing, subscribing. I appreciate the support. And it really does help me to connect with your beautiful energy as well. And it does keep the messages flowing, so thank you. All right, we're going to start with your reading. But we do have to remember that we are entering a very powerful time here. That super full moon in Aries is on October 6th or 7th, depending on where you are located. So I'm going to be posting this reading on the 3rd of October, just ahead of that full moon, so that you can align with Spirit's guidance and see as the energy builds. All right, so let's get right into this reading. Pisces. Wow. That's the message. And it's a message that we will reveal at the end of the reading. They certainly wasted no time, Pisces. We're going to now gather your angel message. This is a message that the angels want you to know before we get into the meat and potatoes of your reading. And they had no qualms about wanting this one to come out right away too. So this is a message from your angels directly to you. And it is before we get into your energies and of course the tarot cards. So it's about pure intention. So let's see what that message is. It says, the fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely, manifest your heart's desires with pure intention and for the highest good of all. This is all to do with manifestations. And of course, you know, we do a lot of new beginning manifestations around new moon cycles, but there is a reason why your divine guidance is really kind of pushing you towards setting some pure intentions around this full moon in Aries. There's a reason for it, because there's some certain things in your life right now that you need to put closure to. And of course, we know that full moons are an excellent time to wrap things up, to change, you know, to really embrace changes that are happening. We need to sometimes close certain cycles in our life, you know, wrap up contracts, wrap up details so that we can then move on to the next phase or on to, again, like I said, the next chapter. Something is coming full circle. And this is actually going to be a very prosperous and positive time for you, Pisces, to set those intentions, not just for your highest good, but it's for the highest good of all. When you set out that positivity and align with it, everything just starts to fall into place. All right, so let's get right into your energies now. Let's find out what those energies are as we move through the week as well. So, Spirit Angels Guides for Pisces, the energies that you would like to share as we move through this very powerful week with that super full moon in Aries. What are the energies around setting some pure intentions as well? What do we have here? Wow, you've got 3 cards that wanted to come out there. All right, let's get right into them. We're going to start with the Between Worlds, number 3. That's about wrapping things up. There's something, you know, we can't continue to live between worlds. We've got one foot sort of in the past and we've got one foot sort of, you know, in the future. Between worlds is really about living in the here and now, but how can we really truly do that if we don't wrap things up? So your angels, your fairies are really reiterating this, Pisces, that this is going to be a really prosperous time for you to release yourself from the past so that you can look boldly into what's coming in for you in the here and now and what future plans you want to make as well. So a new path to embark on. With you really concentrating on wrapping this part up so that you're no longer feeling like you're juggling either, you will feel lightened from it. So there's peace that comes as the reward for this. So certainly, you know, elevating your life in a very peaceful way. And number 52 is all the mending that takes place, so the healing that takes place. And with mending, you know, it's reciprocated as well. There's compromise. With this peace and mending, it's really showing that there is almost like this feeling like there's this weight lifted from your heart. Your emotions are you're free to communicate your emotions. And I really feel like the overall feeling for this week's reading is feeling light, a little bit more light-hearted. Now we also look at the bottom of the deck as well. Number 7, the go to the sea. It says to go with the flow. Go with the flow of what's happening. So follow your emotional path. Follow your intuition. Follow those nudges. You know, going to the sea sometimes is a reflection that we need to do, because what it does is it helps us to make peace and it helps us mend so that we can no longer feel the push and pull of living between worlds. We're ready to wrap something up because the pure intention here is to manifest something, to bring those intentions to life, to bring them to our reality, to close those chapters up. Because within doing so, not only are you going with the flow of the energy, but peace is the reward. All right, let's now get your tarot messages. I'm just going to put this one over here, okay? Just like that. All right, give ourselves some more room here. All right, Pisces, let's get 6 cards. We're going to start with the first 2. I do 3 rows, kind of like the beginning, middle, and end of the week. Of course, energy is fluid. Things can happen at any time. Let's see. We're going to get those first 2 cards and we're going to clarify them. So we've got 1 there and 1 there. Moon has been coming up, and I'm pretty sure the reason why it has been coming up so consistently with many different astrological signs is because we've got that huge supermoon that's coming in with Aries on the 6th, 7th of October. All right, let's start. We've got 2 major arcana cards here, which means there's a lot of realization. A lot of things coming to light in the first week of October for you here at the beginning of the week, not the first week of October, because we're time stamping this from October 6th. So what you're coming into the reading with is number 2020, judgment. Doing a compassionate review of the past, and that really works in complete alignment with living between worlds. We no longer want to keep one foot in the past. We're ready to reflect, review, reassess. We're ready to mend, we're ready to let go, we're ready to heal, and we're ready to bring peace into our life. Peace comes when we feel like we are closing a chapter and opening up something new. The judgment is about inevitable change. So there is an inevitable change that's taking place around you this week, Pisces, and it could be where you see this adjustments and changes around the beginning of the week when we have that super full moon energy. The Judgment card, I feel like it's a release. I love the Judgment card because I feel like we're able to release something, maybe something that's been holding us back from our true potential. We've been focusing so much on something emotionally and not being able to let go of it. It's kind of, distracting us from what we really should be focusing on. The Judgment card allows you a chance, a restart. You're pressing a refresh, a new button. So there's definitely new beginnings with that Judgment card. The Judgment card also allows you, with the number 18, the moon, to release those things in your life that maybe haven't been clear. Sometimes the moon, not being illuminated like the sun, there's shadows that sort of linger around the moon card. Now, the moon card can really very much be an indication of you, Pisces. It represents Pisces in the major arcana. So this is you shining through in your reading, and you're going to feel the intensity of these moon phases more than maybe others because of your connection to spirit. But the moon card is a reminder that, yes, you should always trust in your intuition because you know that it's always going to guide you in the right direction. But it's also, with the Judgment card and the moon together here, I feel like there is something that has been dark or something that hasn't been out in the open, and you're looking for clarity. And I feel like it could be clarity that you're looking for from the past, reason why we've got the between worlds. So let's get right into clarifying those. Find out with the Judgment card, Spirit Angels Guides, Pisces energy for Judgment number 20. Just want 1 card, please. Thank you. And you got the Death card. Wow, major changes, major changes. Hence why I think you got the Pure Intentions, which is all about setting those manifestations. Because, again, it's almost like Spirit is saying Pisces is going through a massive transformation right now, but it's a transformation that is really going to set them free, because peace, again, is really what is intended. it's the action that's intended because of all, and it's the result of what's happening because of the changes that are taking place. We don't want to live in between worlds. It's not healthy, you know, and it's certainly not productive. And I think that there's, again, it's like your spirit guides are saying, Pisces, there's so much potential for you here, and we can't have you focusing on things that maybe no longer serve you. The Death card shows, number 13, that it is time for change. A cycle is certainly coming to an end so that you can begin a new chapter. And that is shown right through the Death card and through the Judgment card. Look at the major arcana cards. Remember, the major arcana is part of the 78 card deck. There's 22 of them, and they start with the 0, the Fool, and they go all the way up to 21, which is the World. Something is coming full circle for you here. Change is inevitable. Change is happening. And change is actually what's bringing this peace. Let's look at the Moon, number 18. Moon card for Pisces, please. We've got the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups can be feeling a little bit emotionally bored, emotionally kind of dissatisfied with maybe something that's happened in your past. Again, hence why the Between the Worlds is really encouraging you to let go of the past, to let go of the 3 cups that are here that no longer serve their purpose. I always call this, and for me, I always word it as this is a wake-up call. We don't want, nobody wants to, including yourself, want to live in an emotional pattern where you don't feel happiness and you don't feel peace and you don't feel, you know, you feel that sense of lack of energy and you just feel bored. And sometimes, you know, certainly moon energy can sometimes make us feel that way. It kind of makes us feel a little bit more depleted with our energy. It takes a lot of our energy from us. But this 4 of Cups is a wake-up call because there's something more rewarding for you. There's a cup that's behind you and you're just not recognizing it. So it is a wake-up call from the universe urging you, Pisces, to look at this. So it could be an opportunity of some sort. It can be relationships. It can be a way of looking at a situation differently, looking at your own routines maybe differently. Maybe it's time to shift and change things. Let's see. Wow. Huge energies here. So the next 2 cards here are your King of Coins, very structured, very much about long term. It's about success, working towards your goals. It is about efficiency and productivity and setting goals, standards. It's almost like setting guidelines, a checklist. You know, there's things that you know that you want for your long term. Could be money, could be job, could be career, could be relationships, could be health goals, anything. All right, it's grounded energy. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy here is shining through with that King of Coins. But it's structure that we set for long term. This isn't just a quick flash in the pants type of idea. This is really something more structured, something that's going to be for your betterment long term. The changes and shifts that are taking place, this new refresh, restart, is something producing long term lovely prosperity for you. Now you're in the beginning phases of it, okay? So the 0, the Fool, we talked about, I said how the beginning of the major arcana starts with the Fool energy, and then you get the Fool, which means there are new beginnings. You are pressing a refresh. You are starting something with, there's limitless and endless potential here, and we know that with the pure intention, which is the card that the Spirit wanted you to have prior to anything coming out here. It is a new beginning. That new beginning comes when you finally wake up and see that there's an opportunity right there behind you. It's an opportunity that may have felt like it's been hidden, or it hasn't been in the forefront, or you haven't had the details or the clarity for it. So it's been something you've been ignoring. But you know what? The beautiful supermoon is illuminating it now. All right? It's showing you that there is something that you need. It's calling and drawing your attention. Let's find out with the King of Coins. Long term, wow. For some of you, it is leveling up for sure. We've got the 6 of Wands, which is all about victory, accomplishment, promotion, rewards coming, recognition coming, being recognized for your hard work. And, you know, there are still reward systems in life. When you do a good job at work, you get a raise or you get some sort of a promotion. It elevates your work experience. You know, you become a leader, you become a supervisor. You know, and it's like people around you are celebrating this with you because there is something that is elevating or taking you to a new level that is worth celebrating. And I really feel like it's something that's leading you towards some sort of leadership, because again, the King of Coins, no gender, is a leader. And I feel like this victory has something to do with, now it can have, if you're still working, okay, if work is a very huge part of your life, this is really elevating your work experience. So I really feel like you're leveling up somewhere with work. Now, for others of you that are past that stage, and this might be more about your investments, something I feel that you have invested in long term is showing you it's time to celebrate. There's a reward attached to it. So it could be dividends being paid out, could be interests, could be something that's coming in that is showing you that it is time to celebrate. Your patience is being rewarded, and your long-term investment is certainly to be celebrated. Let's look at this new beginning. When we complete a task in our life that really brings us into feeling those rewards, we're ready to start a new chapter. So let's find out what this Fool energy is for you as well. Look at that. You got the Moon again. The Moon is a double. You are showing up twice in your reading. So Pisces, there's a lot of Pisces energy coming through this week. And with number 18, the Moon, again, it's very interesting because this new beginning that's full of limitless opportunities. These are both major arcana cards, so major events happening in your life. It's like it's hard to see the new beginning because you're still looking for some sort of clarity. And it also is something that is somewhat trying to connect with your intuition. So intuitively, it's almost as if you have to trust your intuition to embark on something new, to wake up and see an opportunity. So you might have to rely on that intuitiveness, those nudges. There will be indicators. There will be messages that come through. And I do believe that it's going to be number sequences for some of you. So you could see a license plate or a billboard. Or, of course, we always see things on our watches, or, you know, those like 1111, 22. All of those type are definitely going to be synchronicities this week for you. We're going to pay attention to your number sequences as well, to see what that means for you. Okay, you've got a few cards that have wanted to come out. I do think that this makes some sense here. Okay, so for the towards the end of the week, we've got the Five of Cups. Okay, we've got the Five of Cups. And then here, these two cards wanted to come out, which is the King of Cups, which I believe is also your energy coming through. You're very much taking a lead here this week. And again, you've got the Six of Wands twice here in your reading. And that Six of Wands is victory. Now let's start with the first card here. We've got the Five of Cups. Yes, does it look like a sad card? Sure it is. Why? Because we're mending from something. We're trying to find peace. We're living between worlds, which means something from the past. I feel like you're almost have that one foot in the past, and it's something that you need to really clear up. You need to figure out what it is you need to do to mend, to heal. Because again, we have options here. We can continue to dwell on the things in our life that no longer serve emotional purpose, because we've got the Three Cups here that, you know, you're feeling bored, dissatisfied. You know that they no longer offer anything. There is an opportunity for a wake up, but are you going to recognize it? And here we've got those Three Cups again that are spilled over. So something that has happened in the past, you have to, and I'm not saying you have to, because that's wrong. You yourself are going to know what you need to do. You must try to figure out how to mend that. Because what is shining through here that maybe you're not recognizing, just like you're not recognizing here with that cup behind you, is that there is something more rewarding, something better, something even better than maybe you expected. Something that will bring peace and joy. It's going to elevate your energy. So if you've been feeling a little heaviness from the moon, which I wouldn't be shocked, Pisces, having the moon come up twice in this reading, you could be really feeling the pressure of that super moon. By the end of the week, I think that you're going to start to see the sun shining here on that beautiful support system, that there is more. There is something better than you even expected. And again, with showing victory here, the King of Cups, I believe, is your energy coming through. So it could be a supportive energy as well, but I truly believe it's you. You're grounded with your emotions. You see that there are opportunities, and by the end of the week, you're going to actually really be able to feel the pull of this. And I really do believe that the intentions that you are going to set for yourself, the manifestations that are going to come through for you, are going to be pure. And I think that they're going to be really in alignment with what your emotional needs are. And again, we're seeing a victory here. So beautiful victory, accomplishment. Let's get a 5 of Cups. Why 5 of Cups for Pisces? And you got the 6 of Swords. So you definitely, by the end of the week, will be moving on from whatever this is. No longer living between worlds. This super full moon in Aries is going to give you the motivation and a momentum to take action where necessary, because you're bringing peace into your life here. Finally feeling it. You're moving on with the 6 of Swords, light at the end of the tunnel. Choosing to do so. You're not forced to move in a new direction. It's something you're choosing to do because you're starting to see that the light, there is something more rewarding for you. King of Cups, 6 of Wands, 666. I asked for a number to come through, and it's 666. And 0. So you want to know the message that is so clear is that there is so much potential that is available to you, Pisces. And everything is always up to us. We can run with the potential. We can step out of our comfort zone. We can work with new energies. We can collaborate with new people. And it's always up to us. But there is no doubt that there is unlimited potential right there at your fingertips. And this here is about you having a sense of victory here. And I truly believe that you will be moving on a new path, that the shifts and changes that are happening this week really are elevating your experience in a whole new way. And this between worlds is you're stepping into a whole new chapter of your life. It's right at the beginning phases, so there's excitement. This is very exciting. You might not necessarily know exactly where it leads you to, but there's a lot of excitement here. And it's certainly moving in a new direction for you, and a direction that I think is going to be a healthy direction for you, because you're letting go of the things in the past that have hurt you, that have prevented you and distracted you from taking that sort of leap of faith. But again, lots of new energy is happening here. There's a couple of numbers you need to keep aware of. Number 18, because the moon card came up twice for you. So number 18 could be a very, very important number for you. Definitely 666 and zeros. If we see zeros in any way, that is definitely an indication as well. We're going to get an additional blessing here for you. Focusing on the Pisces energy, Spirit, can you please help us discover what other blessing you'd like to share with Pisces at this time? Thank you. And you got prayer. So for some of you, prayer can be also manifesting as well. Sending out those prayers and blessings, certainly around that full moon. So this is your message. It says, Dear Guardian Angel, help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life. Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul and the eternal light which emanates from the heart of every living thing. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all creation. And when it says loved by God, of course, everybody has different belief systems. Whatever that is for you, that is what this prayer is intended for. So again, you know, this is really a beautiful prayer. And I think what it's also, this is obviously a prayer that is from this Guardian Angel deck, but it's also reiterating and reinforcing and asking you to embrace the power of prayer and how much it can help you, through the changes and adjustments. Find victory, release your fears, and look for the opportunities that are trying to present themselves, moving on and moving in a direction that helps you heal and find peace. And all of that can be done through prayer as well. So let's remember those numbers that we talked about, but then this is your angel number. This is a very powerful and important number this week. Taking initiative. Absolutely. The 0, the Fool, is taking initiative as well. 1221. When we add all those numbers up, it is the number 6. 6s are about harmony and responsibility. They're love, family, nurturing, compassion, and healing. So let's please keep that in mind as well. So taking initiative, it says change, optimism, joy, communication, messages, good news, expression, and high vibes. Also, powerful numbers, 11 and 22. Very powerful. Work with what you have and it will get you places. And count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news soon. So it looks as if some of those intentions that you may be setting might be linked to some good news coming for you as well, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoy your reading. I certainly hope that it resonates. And until next week, sending love, light, and positive vibes.